Hey everyone, Dukaness here with my first ever Modern Warfare Remastered gameplay breakdown. I want to jump right into it. With outside spawn on vacant, I always cook a spawn grenade. I'll walk right through front entrance and throw it through B-Dom. It blows up and kills one, however, I saw another player run past the doors towards men's room, so I hang a left and meet him for my second kill. I crouch inside men's room to safely reload. I get a UAV on my next kill, so I'm playing less aggressive, hoping to catch someone off guard. And what do you know, a guy walks right into my line for an easy kill. If I pause it here, notice how my team is pretty far away from me, all spawning outside. I'm in between both teams in the middle, so I use my UAV because I need that ASAP. I see an isolated player on my radar coming through off a supply hall, so I pop out, already aiming down sights since I'm expecting a challenge. I then see another dog coming from the same way, so I pop out again and catch them by surprise as well. On my radar, I see my team is spawning inside. Given that you rarely get a kill with an airstrike inside on vacant, this is an ideal time to use it, so I do so. Unfortunately, I make a costly mistake here. I fail to see the player on my radar, and I run out right in front of him, allowing him to easily shoot me in the back. Sitting 2 kills from a heli, and an airstrike on the way, I should have stayed put. I should have played slow and let my airstrike do some work. Right here, I'm challenging a long hallway with a submachine gun. My opponent is at the end of the hall, outside, sitting on a dumpster. He has the cover and a ranged weapon. I'm a sitting duck with a submachine gun, so challenging him was a really poor decision. Sometimes when you're having a good game, you get overconfident, which is definitely what happened here. So remember, just because things are going well, it doesn't mean poor decisions are going to go your way. So try and keep your head level no matter how you're performing. Coming up in a second, you'll see me go to a spot outside men's room. I like this spot beside the black shelf because it's in the middle of the map, so it's great for being able to attack the enemy team after a spawn flip. It's also well covered, so you'll definitely get some easy picks from players running by you. Sometimes I wait here until I see a dot on my radar or for something else to happen, which is what happens here. The player is behind cover in the hall, and it's probably already ADS pointing in my direction, so I don't challenge. I considered sneaking up behind him, however, if you look at the radar, his team is probably behind him, moving in from storage and loading deck. I also want to avoid that hall I was just killed in, because I don't have the range, so I chill. I then notice my teammate is killed from B-Dom. I expected the player that killed him to keep pushing, and I wanted to get him as he came out of B-Dom towards my direction. I could have shot him on an angle that wouldn't expose me to the player in the hall, so I peek out. I get surprised by a third player coming from men's room, luckily kill him, and then successfully panic challenge the player behind the cover in the hall. I reload and pop my UAV across from my favorite place, since it looks like I'm an enemy spawn. When the UAV refreshes, I see enemies spawning together in cubicles. If I wait for them, they're going to spread out and get angles around me. If I attack them out of the door, I don't have to worry about watching my back, so I get aggressive. I challenge down office supply hall already ADS. This surprises them, allowing me to get 2 kills. Unfortunately, I do end up getting hit from behind anyway. I'm not sure what to say about this death. For the most part, it happened because I got caught in enemy spawn. I don't really think there's much you can do about that, but leave me a comment if you disagree. On spawn, there's no sense using an airstrike since their team's inside, so I hang on to it and I move inside from loading deck. I want to be in close quarters because of my submachine gun. Back in my favorite area, outside men's room, I look at the UAV and I see that I'm outnumbered. However, I'm not on a kill streak, so there's nothing to lose. I decide to challenge off a supply hall, but lead with a stun to get an advantage. Notice how I cock the stun and time it so it's released as I pop out, then immediately pop back into cover. This is to make myself vulnerable for as little time as possible. In the split second that I was vulnerable, I saw that my stun is going to tag at least one player, so I immediately pull the pin on a grenade. I cook it and release it for a double kill just outside cubicles. I want to pause it right here. I'm on a 2 kill streak with an airstrike from my last life. If you didn't know this, kill streaks don't stack in Modern Warfare Remastered, so if I get another kill, I won't get a UAV. The airstrike I have overrides it. Also, you can use kill streaks from prior lives to chain kills and get more kill streaks on your current spawn. So with 2 kills, and the enemy team outside, I should have used my airstrike to help me get another UAV. But I didn't notice that, and that's a mistake. Instead, I push out down another long haul with my SMG, which is the second time I make that mistake in the same game. I think about pushing out, I see a dot on my radar to my left in office supply hall, so I turn around, and then I get sandwiched. This was a pretty bad sequence, and I definitely deserve that death. I see the enemy team outside, so I move to front entrance. I don't want to challenge outside because of my range, but I want them to come to me, so I get in position. I peek outside, see a distracted enemy, and I capitalize on it. I then see the enemy is spawning inside, which is what I want, so I move to the left hall to engage. I hesitate for a quick second here because I didn't want to make the same mistake where I challenged too long of a hallway. Considering there isn't much cover where my enemy is, I decided this distance was safe enough, so I peek it. I kill an enemy and then I back away to reload. I see an isolated enemy on my radar coming from loading deck, so I go challenge. Then once again, back off and reload. Wondering where my UAV is, I finally realize, oh, I have an airstrike. I go to my favorite chill spot, figuring I can use it to chain another airstrike, which I do. If you remember, earlier in the game I was too aggressive while on a 5 kill streak. In Modern Warfare Remastered, helis are game changers, especially on maps like Vacant where you can keep your enemies outside to some extent. Anytime you're 2 kills from a heli, you should, in my opinion, be playing safer than you usually do. I learned from my prior mistake and take this one slow as I send my second airstrike in. Unfortunately, my airstrike is unable to boost me to a heli. Looking at the map, I know my enemies are probably coming from behind me in cubicles, so I peek at ADS hoping to surprise someone for my heli kill. I throw my last stun grenade towards cubicles in anticipation of meeting someone. When you're 1 kill from a heli, you should use everything you have for that last kill, even if you waste it. There's nothing to hold out for after a heli, so it makes sense to burn everything for that last kill. I tag someone as they leave the door, and I earn my heli. As mentioned, kill streaks can earn you more kill streaks after you die, but only if you use them after you die. If this was early in the game, I'd hang on to my heli until I died, hoping it would help propel me to another one. Since the game's almost over, there's no sense holding on to it, so I'll let it go. With my heli outside, I'm expecting enemies to be charging inside for cover, meaning I might be able to catch them off guard. I try and control the middle by strafing back and forth around popular entries such as front entrance. Notice how I also spent some time in office supply hall. Doing this helps block my enemies from spawning inside, which is ideal because it gives the heli more chances to get a line on them. Guys, that's all I have to say about the gameplay. If you enjoyed the video or learned a couple things, make sure to hit that like button. Also, leave me a comment about what you thought. Is this something you'd want to see more of? Is there anything you'd want me to change about the video going forward? It was kind of fun posting a video that wasn't related to Destiny, so I wouldn't be opposed to doing that again once in a while. Let me know. Dukaness out.